Join me as I dive into the creepy crawlies in my home and see what they reveal about my life. Can I decode their messages? You know, the insects in your home can reveal a lot more about your lifestyle and habits than you think. They can be like tiny little detectives, uncovering secrets about your cleanliness, your food habits, and even your emotional state. In fact, they can be a lot more revealing than you might think. Many of us have a tendency to panic when we see a creepy crawly scurrying across our countertops. We might assume that our homes are dirty or that we're not doing enough to keep them clean. But in Buddhism, we learn that suffering comes from resistance. Insects, like all things in life, are impermanent. Just as we should observe our thoughts and feelings without attachment, we can observe these creatures without judgment or aversion. Household insects are a normal part of life. They can be found even in the cleanest homes, and their presence often points to something much deeper going on. This parallels the Buddhist teaching of interconnectedness, how everything in life is linked. The insects in our environment are not random, but part of a web of conditions, just like our thoughts and actions. Nothing happens in isolation. One of the biggest misconceptions about household insects is that they're only found in dirty or neglected homes. But the reality is, even the tidiest homes can have insect inhabitants. In Buddhism, we are taught that attachment to perfection causes suffering. Rather than striving for an unattainable ideal of a perfectly sterile home, we can approach these visitors with mindful curiosity. Their presence is just another reminder of the impermanent nature of all things. As the Buddha teaches, everything is subject to change. Even the idea that household insects are a problem in only certain parts of the world falls into the trap of dualistic thinking, which Buddhism advises us to transcend. Wherever we live, we encounter insects just as we encounter challenges, discomforts, or emotions. Instead of seeing them as enemies, we can view them as opportunities for understanding, much like how difficult emotions are seen as gateways to wisdom in Buddhist teachings. Ants, for example, are often found in homes where there's a readily available food source. Maybe you're leaving dirty dishes in the sink or crumbs on the countertops. Whatever the case, ants are like little scavengers sniffing out food and carrying it back to their colonies. But what does their presence say about your lifestyle? Are you always on the go, leaving behind a trail of crumbs and spills? Or are you simply not taking the time to clean up after yourself? In Buddhism, ants can remind us of the importance of mindfulness in our daily actions. The Buddha teaches us about right effort, the idea that we should take care in how we conduct ourselves. By being mindful of even the smallest tasks, such as cleaning up after meals, we cultivate a sense of awareness that extends into all aspects of our life. Spiders, on the other hand, are often found in homes where there's a buildup of clutter or mess. They love to spin their webs in dark, undisturbed corners, where they can catch unsuspecting flies and other insects. But what does their presence say about your emotional state? Are you feeling overwhelmed by the chaos in your life, or are you simply not taking the time to tidy up and declutter? Buddhism teaches that external clutter often reflects internal clutter. The state of our environment can mirror the state of our minds. When we allow chaos to take over, it can signal that we are not practicing mindfulness or taking the time to clear our mental space. The Buddha emphasized the importance of mental clarity, and the practice of shamatha, calm, abiding meditation, helps us tidy up the inner clutter of thoughts and emotions, much like clearing out a spider-infested corner. Cockroaches, unfortunately, are often associated with poor hygiene and neglect. But the reality is, they can be found in even the cleanest of homes, especially in areas with high humidity or moisture. So what does their presence say about your living situation? Are you living in a humid climate, or do you have a leaky faucet that's attracting these unwanted critters? In Buddhism, cockroaches can be seen as a metaphor for aversion. They trigger a visceral reaction, much like negative emotions or experiences we try to avoid. But aversion only leads to more suffering. The Buddha teaches us to face unpleasant experiences with equanimity, neither pushing them away nor clinging to them. By accepting the presence of cockroaches as a part of life, we practice upekkha, equanimity, learning to remain calm and balanced in the face of discomfort. Here's something fascinating. Some research suggests that the presence of certain insects can be linked to emotional states like anxiety or depression. Certain insects are attracted to the chemicals our bodies produce when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. It sounds crazy, but it's true, and understanding these signs can be a game changer for our mental health. In Buddhism, this connection between our inner and outer worlds is central to the idea of karma. Our actions and mental states affect not only our future, but also the immediate environment around us. Paying attention to these subtle signs can help us cultivate sati, mindfulness, the awareness of how our internal states manifest externally. By becoming more mindful of our emotions and surroundings, we can start to create a more harmonious living space, free from unnecessary suffering. Insects may be small, but they offer big lessons in self-awareness. Paying attention to the creepy crawlies in your home can be a powerful tool for personal growth. They can teach us about impermanence, interconnectedness, and mindfulness. By understanding what they're trying to tell us, we can make positive changes to our lifestyles and habits, leading to a cleaner, healthier, and more balanced life. So what have we learned today? That the insects in our home are more than just creepy crawlies. They're messengers, carrying secrets and insights about our lives. By paying attention to them with a mindful, non-reactive mindset, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our habits and make positive changes to create a better life. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of household insects. If you've had any experiences with creepy crawlies in your own home, share them with me in the comments below.